Okay, lads, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping well. Today we're moving on to section 4 or 5.4 on page 78. So it's halfway down page 78, okay? And what we're looking at today is something called Venn diagrams, okay? Now, is this still sets? Yes, of course it is. A Venn diagram is basically a way of drawing out a set in simple terms, alright? So it's called a Venn diagram. You see there, it was invented by an English mathematician. It was the first type of diagram used to represent the sets. So in maths, they use lots of diagrams to represent info. So if you think back to primary school, you could think of, say, a pie chart or a bar chart. It's just another way of displaying info. So is the sets and using a Venn diagram, alright? What a Venn diagram is a circle. Okay, everyone knows how to draw a circle. All right. What you will see here, I'm going to draw one out here. I have a set here. Okay, this is set A. So we say set A has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now, that's one way of showing what's in set A. The circle or the Venn diagram is another way. So you label outside the set A. Alright, that's your first thing to do. Then all you do is you put a dot in, write 1, 2, doesn't matter where they are once they're inside the circle, 3, 4, and 5. So what you can see there is that Venn diagram. Okay, I'll draw a highlight around it. Is the same as the way we were previously writing the sets, except this is a graphical way of illustrating it, alright? So all you have to do is draw in your circle, label it the name of the set, okay? And then put the elements in. So we all know elements are the members of the set, alright? So you just put a dot and put whatever the element is beside it. It doesn't matter if it was, say, pictures, the same thing, or letters, alright? But as this is maths, we'll primarily be working with numbers, okay? So that's a Venn diagram there, alright? Just a circle with the elements of the set put into it. Now, there's lots of different terminology or words to do with the set, alright? The first thing we want to look at is the intersection of two sets, alright? So this is top of page 79. Now, the intersection of two sets. If you would have heard of an intersection, alright, it's a term used a lot of times in, say, America. You'd say a highway intersection. It's where two streets cross. Okay, so you can see on top of page 79, they have a high street and a main street, and where they cross in the middle is called the intersection. Alright, so maybe you've heard of that. It's the part of the street that's common to both. Okay, now this happens in sets. Okay, so we'll pick out set B, we'll call it. B has elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, set C then has elements 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now what they'll ask you to do is represent those elements in a Venn diagram. Alright, so first things first. How many circles do we need? We need 2. Why? Because we have two sets, B and C. Okay, so you draw one here, like so, and then you draw the other one intersecting it. So it's crossing it like that. Alright, what that basically is the same as doing is drawing the crossroads in the street. Now, we'll call this set B here, so this circle. We'll call this circle over here set C. Now what do we have to do? We have to fill it up. So we have 1, 2. Now, in order to do this out correctly, we have to look at what's common between B and C. If you look at the elements in B, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and C, 3 and 4, the elements that are common are 3 and 4 in each. Therefore, 3 and 4 go in this section here. Why? Because it's in both sets. Then, finally to finish off, you put 5 here and 6 here. Alright, now, what this bit I'm highlighting in the middle is the intersection of the two sets. When we were listing the elements of the set the other day, we said you didn't need to put things in twice. Why? You only put it in once, you didn't need to put it in twice. So, what you have to do is you have to look what's common between them. Between B and C, you see that's 3 and 4. That goes in the intersection between B and C. Why? Because they're shared by each. Okay? And the way in which you write the intersection of a set, okay, is B intersection C. Okay. Now, what it is a round N type shape. You'll see it there in the book. Okay. My one ain't that good because I'm drawing on the tablet here, but it's literally an upside down U. Okay. So that means B intersection C. And if you were to ask what's intersecting between sets B and C here, you would very easily be able to identify that it's 3 and 4. So you put in your brackets 3 and 4. Okay? So that there is intersection. Right? That's your intersection of sets. Now, we're going to use this diagram for the next part, which is the union of two sets. Alright? So, what is the union? So, a union is a collection, alright, of putting things together. So, what they want to know is, what is the union between B and C? So, what they actually describe the union as, okay, the terminology used for this one is, they were smart here, B union C. That means put together what's in B and C. When you're doing this, you'll see now why the Venn diagram is so easy to look at the union between B and C, right? So what they want to know is, without repeating, what's in B and C. So, B union C, you write in your brackets again. The first one you see, 1. Then we have element 2. We've 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is in each, but as you know, you don't repeat the same element twice. Then we have 5 and 6. That there is B union C. So, what's in each set? If there's stuff shared, you only write it into once. Okay? That's a good bit to get your head around there, right? So we're just quick recap looking at Venn diagrams. Alright. Then we have populating the Venn diagram. Alright, so writing in what's to go in the Venn diagram. Okay, so filling it up, it's called populating. Then we have the intersection of sets. So you're given two sets. What's in common between each? You draw two circles, you make an overlap in the middle, you label each set, and then you write in the middle what's common between both. So you can see here very easily, 3 and 4 is common, they go in the middle, then you write the remainder either side. Alright, so for each set. That's written as B intersection C, which is 3 and 4. Okay, you can see that's the intersection or the highlighted part. And then we have union, B including C. So they basically want to know what's in each. Alright, so you just list out the elements of both. 3 and 4 are shared, they only go into once. Alright, now we've one more thing to look at here. Alright, but what I'll get you to do is take down those notes in your copy, exactly like I did. You can scroll back through the video and then I'll move on and show you the last piece. Finally then, the last bit of thing or information you have to learn for today is cardinal number. Okay, what is the cardinal number? It's very straightforward actually. If you were asked the cardinal number of set B, that means how many elements is in it. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 elements in it, right? And the cardinal number is wrote as, I suppose what you would know and I'd know, as a hashtag, right? So, if I drew a bit better now, we'd be right. That's your cardinal number of set B is 4. Why? Because there's 4 elements in it. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I was to ask you for the cardinal number of set C, it would equal, well, we can scroll back up. You can look, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 elements there. Okay. Now, if I was to ask you for the cardinal number of B intersection C, that would equal, well, we can scroll back up here. We see that it's common between B and C in the highlighted yellow part is 3 and 4. Alright, so what's the cardinal number of B and C? It is 2. Why? Because 3 and 4 is there, it's 2 elements. Alright, and then lastly, cardinal number of B union C, we have how many elements is in B and C together. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so B union C equals 6. Now that's a lot to get your head around for today. Okay, so you have your Venn diagram. It's basically a graphical way of representing what's highlighted here. Okay, so you just draw a big circle, put in your elements in it with a dot, and label the name of the set. Okay, then what you'll find is with the Venn diagrams is you start to work with more than one set. So you've set B, set C. You draw the two of them together, put what's common in the intersection in the highlighted part. Okay, then we have the intersection B intersection C is 3 and 4, so that's elements 3 and 4. Then union, we have B union C, that's all together. Okay, so that's B and C together. What's in it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the cardinal number simply asks you for the amount of elements in each, not the numbers, the amount of elements. Alright, so if these were letters, your cardinal number still comes out as a figure. Okay, so you can see in B that there's 4 elements in it. That means the cardinal number of B is 4. Then in C there's 4. B intersection C there's 2. And then B union C is 6. Alright. Okay, for homework then, after you've taken down your notes, what I'd like you to try. So this is your homework. We're on page 80 and 81. Okay, I want you to do questions 1 to 4. Okay, so those questions will put into practice there what you learned, hopefully should have learned from this video. Okay, so if you have any questions, just ask me. Read through your notes in your book as well, and look at the video if you're stuck. Alright, then if you have any questions, just ask me, there's no problem. Okay, so hope you understand that. There's a lot to learn, but once you get used to the terminology, naming things, and the actual symbols used, it's fine. Okay, so that's your main thing you need to learn today, is the union, the Venn, how to draw a Venn diagram, the symbol for union, what is it, the symbol for an intersection, and what actually is an intersection, and then your cardinal number. Okay, so thanks very much.